Good morning and welcome to the new video. Dorian here, obviously, as you already know, and you know, guys, that I've been competing 2 times in a row, but I never talk about that. Losing 25 pounds of fat, what I was eating, what I was doing and stuff like that. I finally realized that I can do the video about it. So what we're gonna do today is exactly that. I'm gonna walk you through what I was doing step by step every single day. Honestly, almost the same things, so it's about the routine, consistency as always. So I'm gonna start from the first things first. I'm gonna lead you throughout the whole day, explain you every single step, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. First things first in the morning, to burn some additional calories and body fat, is to pick up Starbucks. Doing the 10,000 steps basically immediately in the morning, trying to hit 10,000 steps. That was my routine towards the show basically. Also, cortisol plays a big role. When you wake up in the morning, your cortisol levels are at the highest, and with that walk you basically lower down your cortisol levels. At the same time, talking about cortisol and drinking coffee in the morning, apparently science showed that coffee in the morning on empty stomach raises up your cortisol. Well, not with me. I definitely feel 10 times better by drinking the cold brew in the morning and doing the steps, and it sets my mind and a whole body to doing something proper for a whole day. So immediately you're waking up, thinking in your head while walking what you're gonna do for that day. So that's definitely was one of my favorite parts of the day, waking up, hitting those 10,000 steps, and then starting my day with already a lot of calories burned. With that said, cold brew definitely suppress my appetite, so I will go sometimes 3 to 4 cold brews per day. Don't do this at home, but that helped me to get shredded. Alright, the second thing that I really wanna touch with you guys, it's weighing yourself. Now, that's not so important. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The mirror is the biggest thing that you need to be focused on every single time. The weight doesn't matter so much, especially when you want to lose the fat, because muscle is heavier than the fat. But what I wanted to tell you about the tracking your weight every time, because sometimes you're gonna feel bloated, sometimes you're gonna feel full of water, sometimes your weight is gonna fluctuate. And if you really wanna lose the body fat, that can mess you up, because it's about your body type. Basically, if you eat different foods every single day, you can wake up every day like with a lot of fluctuations in between, because the last day you ate more sodium, the next day you drank a little bit less water, you overtrained, you didn't sleep so good. Everything has a purpose. So with that said, I will always stick with the same foods. That's why I was weighing myself all the time. If you're not sticking, if you're flexible dieting, not trying to lose so much fat as I did for a show, there is basically not important. Your body weight is gonna fluctuate probably. But if you stick with the same food all the time, and which is my suggest to you, and the food is gonna be the next step that I wanna talk about, then I'll rather go and weigh yourself every morning and eat the same foods all the time, so you exactly know how your body reacts and responds to the same a routine, to the same type of foods, to the same workout, so you can literally track your progress easier and subtract or add more food into your diet. Let's go to the third thing, people. And the third thing is obviously the food. This is what I have right now. It's a pre-workout meal. It's a cream of rice with 2 scoops of whey protein. So the next 3 necessary things that I want to talk about is basically related all to the food. The first thing, as I already said, when I try to lose body fat, I try to stick with the same foods every single day, as I told you in the previous clip. Just because I can track everything much easier, I can be on track with my foods, with my diet, with my workout schedule, with my routine. The whole routine is just easier to track. Your body adjusts faster and you basically gonna easier lose that body fat. The fourth thing, it's gonna be somewhere written on the screen, is what I preach the most, guys, is organize your meals around the time in the day when you feel the hungriest. For me, that's an evening. On the prep, obviously, you need to have like 6 meals per day, but usually off season, my first meal is always when I get hungry. So I will wake up and sometimes I will not eat for 5 to 6 hours. I don't recommend that. That's only to maintain my physique. But in order to lose fat, I will definitely recommend to have from 4 to 6 meals per day, just to keep your metabolism running faster and to lose that body fat faster. So that's the fourth tip and fifth in one. And I'm immediately gonna jump, because I don't want this video to be too long, into the sixth tip, into the fifth or sixth, I don't even know. It's gonna be on the screen. And it's connected to organizing your meals around the time when you're the hungriest. With that said, also, when you have a cravings, my sixth tip is to be creative. There's so many recipes nowadays on YouTube, anabolic recipes and stuff like that. If you really want to lose body fat, I mean, I will not suggest to go so much with all of those, because some of the people, to be honest, don't react so good on a fake things such as sugar-free maple syrup, alcohol, sugars and stuff like that. So as for me, for example, I'm putting right now I did a competition, I won it, you know, so I know what I'm doing. Also, by the way, I have my online coaching if you want to jump on board. Link is in the bio in my Instagram account. But also, my body don't react the same on a healthy and whole foods as on the fake foods, sugar, alcohols, anabolic French toast, anabolic ice cream and stuff like that. I retain a lot of water, which also can mess you up towards your goals, because you're gonna think that you're not actually doing the progress, and it's like a placebo, but in a negative way. So I'll rather stick with the healthy and whole foods all the time. But with that said, obviously we all have some cravings, so just be creative. When you really have a cravings, save it from that specific time of the day. So I'll have the biggest meal of the day in the evening. There'll be either anabolic French toast, either low-calorie tortillas, either that's gonna be anabolic ice cream, either it's gonna be, usually actually it's gonna be sugar-free jello, which is huge and it's like only 80 calories. So really be creative. There is a million recipes. Go check out Remington's channel, go check out Greg the Set channel. I will usually stick to the whole foods, but when I really have cravings, I will not binge, I will not cheat. I will just make a huge meal for like 500 calories maybe. Enjoy huge salads always. Guys, vegetables are saver. Even though if you don't like vegetables, put it in your diet. It's gonna save your life. You're gonna feel better, you're gonna perform better, and you're not gonna have so much cravings because of the high volume and fiber that vegetables and greens contains. Don't be afraid to play with the spices and condiments. With that said, also at the same time, a lot of sodium gonna retain your water, so it's gonna be a little difficult. But if you're once again mixing every day different condiments, different sauces, etc., maybe your weight is gonna fluctuate, because again, it's a lot of, for example, sugar-free barbecue sauce, sugar-free ketchups and stuff like that have a lot of sodium and sugar alcohol. So that doesn't affect me so good. But if it's like struggle for you to eat clean and stuff like that, don't be afraid to play with those. If your weight even goes higher, you're not gonna know because of what is that. But at least in the end of the road, in the end of that cut, you're still gonna underneath have that fat loss that you already wanted. It's just a matter of days when you're gonna fluctuate more or less because of water retention that you have. And while we're already on the water, guys, definitely my tip of this video is, you already know it, a lot of water, guys. I will drink on my prep while I was losing that 25 pounds of body fat, 2 gallons per day at least. Obviously, you're lowering your calories, you're lowering your carbs, you're feeling more fatigued, but more water you have in your body, more water you have in your muscles. Human's body contains over 60% of water. So more water you have in your body, the better you're gonna perform, and you're gonna be fuller because it's gonna fill your stomach. Stick to the water at least 1.5 gallons per day. That's my recommendation, at least, if you really wanna go maybe under that 10% of a body fat. After that cream of rice, I'm on my way to the gym. But before I start talking about the workout and the gym, how it's supposed to be, and the next tip, I wanna give you next tip before the next tip, right? Okay, doesn't make any sense, or does it? The next tip that I wanted to give you, I already mentioned the Starbucks, cold brew, coffee, whatever. The next tip that I wanna give you is find something when you're dieting that you really enjoy and that saves you from binging or like just overall eating before you should, basically. For example, my next meal should be in 2 hours, and I really don't want to spend my macros before that. I really want to save because I know I'm gonna be even hungrier, right? The thing that saved me throughout the whole process of losing body fat was a cold brew. Now, I don't recommend to drink so much caffeine. Of course, you can go with a decaf. I will go with that sometimes, but coffee is definitely something that saved me from my cravings and a hunger. When I drink the large cold brew or decaf coffee, I just don't feel so hungry, and I can keep on going for the next couple of hours. So that's how you're gonna lose body fat faster. Now let's go to the gym and let me give you the next advice. Alright guys, currently, if you can see, I'm at the ALPHALETE by myself totally. Nobody is here, because today is a leg day and I want to concentrate and focus on my leg day. So the next tip that I want to give you to lose your body fat, diet is the most important, but the workout is almost the same important, because if you're just lacking in the gym, just trying to do a content, and then in between, I know when I'm filming, for example, or stuff like that, my workouts, that isn't good. That isn't good at all. Try to focus on your workouts. Try to give your maximum every single time in the gym. Obviously, when you feel exhausted, when you feel tired, take the rest days, because the rest days have the same importance as a workout days. You grow and recover while you're resting, basically. But while you're working out, put your everything into that workout, your mind, your strength, everything. And that's how you're gonna progress. Also, always do the progressive overload. In that way, you're always gonna basically progress, and you're gonna lose the body fat, obviously, because you're burning more calories by doing the progressive overload, doing better workouts, growing the muscle, which means more muscle, burning more calories, right? So you can basically eat more, or you can stay at the same calories, but you're gonna burn more calories. So in that way, you're actually gonna lose the body fat. Alright guys, the workout is finished. Obviously this is not the gym, this was the workplace. So also one of the tips, or not a big tip, try to make yourself busy. When you are not busy, when you're not doing anything, you're basically gonna be hungry. So that's kind of a tip that I want to tell you. Sit on the laptop, do the work with the clients, do whatever. In that way, you're gonna forget about eating, basically, and not gonna be so hungry. Also, with that said, you boys and girls already know that I'm a part of ALPHALETE, and that is because I actually won the show. So the tips that I'm giving you today actually make sense, right? Because I got sponsored, and that was the whole goal, because I won the show. With that said, I'm right now wearing all ALPHALETE. This is a new launch. Aspire and Infinity, use my code Dorian, and now we have 2 more tips and a meal. So let's go home and let's wrap up the video with the 2 more tips that I want to give you. Again, right on time. My videographer is the best in the game. Anyways, guys, I'm having the last meal and in the bed. That's why it's the right time. I don't suggest, the tip is not eating in the bed, guys. But the next tip, and the 4th last tip that I want to give you, is to track your calories, of course. Even birds are singing those words. Why I'm saying track your macros, because if you really want to go under like 10% of a body fat, you kind of need to be like restrictive. You need to even track your condiments and everything, because it can stock up in the end of the day, and the things that, little things that you thought that you're not gonna track, it can like be in the end of the day 100, 200, 300 calories more than you thought, and overall weekly that will be like 15 calories more, and you're not gonna lose the fat. So definitely suggestion to that. And obviously we are on the way in the bed preparing for a sleep. The last tip that I want to give you is prioritize the sleep. More sleep you have, the better recovery, the better muscle growth. With more muscle, more fat is gonna be burned. So with that said, I'm gonna finish the video right here. There were all the tips that I can give you. My fat loss journey, obviously I didn't show you every single meal that I was eating or all the process and everything, because it was a long process, guys. You need to have it in your head that I was shredding for a show for a couple of months, like for 16 weeks, let's just say. So you need to be patient. Patience is also one of the tips. And with that said, once again, if you like this video in sort of way, shape or form, you know what you need to do. Everything's on the screen. Pop, like, share, subscribe. If you want more videos like this, just simple ones, me explaining some of my goals or giving you a tips, put a comments down below, engage, algorithms, shit like that. And love you all, appreciate you all. Road to 20K, hopefully gonna get there soon. And I see you very soon, as always, on my next video. Peace out.